All right, so we are live on YouTube. If you do have questions, you can also message me in the back channel. We kind of keeping an eye on that as well. If you need a link, just message me. I can get the Zoom link sent over to you. But let's go ahead and dive right into today's section. So I'm gonna kind of go over some questions that a lot of people like to ask. Um, the majority of people always ask, do I really need a trading plan or trading rules to follow when it comes to trading? As soon as this gets pulled up on YouTube, I'll get right into it. Yeah, I can get the link over to you. So let's go ahead and dive. All right, so we are live on YouTube. Let's do a screen share on Trading View. And then we can get right to, yes, I know we are live streaming. There we go. So screen share, Trading View, share. Okay, so who am I? My name is Mike. I've been trading for about 3 years. I actually learned how to trade through IM Master Academy, but this is not an IM call. This is just a general call. So please don't think I'm here to recruit you. To be honest with you, I don't need you to make money. All right. I know how to trade, good at it. So let's just keep it at that. However, I wanted to create a space to where I could help people. And what better way to do that is by sharing the knowledge that I know. So I've been able to help quite a few number of individuals in my organization and other groups. And just to see the growth and their trading has really been amazing. So I'm going to kind of go over how I trade, how I learned how to trade, things of that sort. So what I like to do first is I'll pull up a chart. Right now I'm looking at the pound versus the yen, GBP, JPY, and I want to see, you know, basic things. Can I identify support, resistance? So we're gonna make a note on the computer screen. And instead of me using the annotate, I'm gonna use the text. And I need to go back through and put my favorites on here. So give me like 2 minutes to do that. Call out, I want arrows. And the reason why I like doing this is because when I'm using Trading View, I like to have drawings or notes on my screen. That way I know what to do and when to do it. All right, so all I'm doing right now is just going through Trading View, select where the T is on text, where it says text, and I'll put a star on my favorite tools that I like to use. The next thing I'm gonna do is go to Trend Line Tools, select that, and I'm going to put a star on everything that I use. All right, so an arrow, line info, horizontal line, horizontal ray, and that's about it. I don't use every single tool that is on TradingView. I only use a handful of tools. All right, so rectangle, eclipse, I use that, and that's about it. All right, cool. So first steps. I have a trading plan that's right in front of me. You guys can't see it, those that are on YouTube or on Clubhouse, but you can kind of have a visualization. And again, if you need the Zoom ID, please just send a message in the back channel. I can get that over to you as well. Eight 2 5 1 0 1 2. Password is I am 6. All right. So what do I do when I approach the market? Well, my trading plan and rules to follow reads like this. I need to have a clear mind. I like to play some relaxing music to kind of get into my zone. I'm more of an intraday slash swing trader, mostly intraday though. I only like to be in trades for a couple hours at max, maybe a day, no more than that. So I'm only looking to place 2 trades a day minimum, max maybe 3. I show up every day and I wait for the opportunity to present itself to me. That lets me know, okay, you know, I'm good to take this trade, or nah, we might need to miss out. Typically, I like to trade London and Tokyo sessions. I'll use New York sessions to kind of mark up areas that I'm looking at, even the Asian session. But whenever there's an opportunity, that's when I'm looking to take a trade. So my number one rule, my number one thing is I need to identify the trend of the market. Like, what is current market structure telling me? Well, looking at GBP JPY right now, I can see that the candles are moving in 2 directions, up and down. So what's my starting point? All right. I'll start with the line chart. And the reason why I start with the line chart is because it shows me the close of price. The wicks with the candles, it shows me a lot of noise. I like less noise as possible. So now I can start saying, okay, well, let's start plotting support resistance levels. Remember, we're talking about beginners uh, basic knowledge. All right, beginners basic knowledge. So support resistance. All right, so where do I see price make a support level? Well, I would say right here at 149.972. That was a nice little area of, of resistance. And in the future, it became support. So you can kind of see that right there. Even though price broke through it, price ended up coming right back to that same area and went right up. All right. So now let's find another area of resistance or support. So this area right here. We got another area right here. Actually, I want to clone this line here. Let's clone that one. So where do I see price make resistance and where price became support? Now, I don't like putting a whole bunch of lines on my chart because I still want to be able to see like what the market is doing, right? And typically when I'm trading, I like to trade based off of market structure, right? A lot of traders you'll see, Roger Banks, Q Banks, just to name a few, these guys trade off market structure. Like they hone in on market structure like it's nobody's business. So what I was able to do is kind of do the same thing, right? Where do I see price acting as resistance? And if price breaks that resistance levels, where does price form as support? So if you look right here very closely, put a horizontal ray around 149, 447, 149.447, 149.672, 149.839. Put a horizontal ray there, and you'll kind of see where the market started to at 149.447. It was a lower high. All right. I'm not going to go back all the way left. I'm just going to stay like near current price. So when I'm trading, again, I like to trade what we call market structure. So who can kind of tell me the directions that the market likes to move? Well, I'll answer it since I'm the only one on here. But for those that are on Clubhouse, feel free to come up to the stage, and whoever can tell me gets a prize. All right, they get a prize. But so with market structure, you want to catch the market in a uptrend, a downtrend, or there's a period called consolidation when basically the market is moving sideways, right? There's no real movement. It's just going up and down, right? It's like it's a trap, basically to trap buyers and to trap sellers until somebody decides to dominate the other, and the market is either going to drop or is going to go up, right? I like to make trading as simple as possible for myself. That way, when it comes to teaching somebody else, they can grab the simplicity of it. Trading can be hard. It definitely can, right? Trading can definitely be hard, but trading can also be easy if you take the time to learn the skill. So when it comes to market structure, right? I'm looking for one or two things. I'm looking for one or two things. Let me make sure everybody's on mute that's joining the Zoom room and the YouTube. If you need to find me on YouTube to watch it, you can actually look on my bio on Clubhouse and you'll see the YouTube. You can actually type up my name, Micah Crawford, and you'll see the same picture. All right. So when I'm trading, right, I'm either looking for one or two things. I'm looking for a uptrend. This is where uptrend, let's do, this is where the market is making higher highs. So HH stands for higher highs. HL stands for higher low. Okay. So I got a new keyboard for my anniversary, so I'm still getting used to it. All right. If it's a downtrend, I'm looking for lower highs and lower lows. All right, so if it's an uptrend, I'm looking for higher highs, higher lows. If it's a downtrend, I'm looking for lower highs, lower lows. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows the letter of the alphabet, correct? Well, in particular, there are going to be three alphabets that you can kind of see in your charts when you're marking it up using the line chart. And that is the letter M, the letter W, and also the letter V, okay? The letter M, the letter W, and also the letter V. And let me close out my trades because it's 3:00. Slick, want to hold it, but go ahead and close this out really quick. I don't like being when I can't really pay attention. All right. So where can we spot the letter M? Where can we spot a letter M over here? Oh, here's one right here. See the letter M? One, two, and then it drops. So if you think of the letter M, right? If you think of the letter M, you have a resistance level, okay? Your first area Then the market moves up. So you got two high points, right? And a low point, the letter M. So anytime I see that letter M, I'm automatically thinking, okay, maybe the market is about to go down because it formed an area of resistance that has yet to be broken, right? So this will be my resistance level. So I like to look for one or two touches to show support or resistance. In this case, we got resistance. So over here, around 1.50031, we had an area of resistance. Why? Because price broke through, created an area of resistance, and then it dropped. Price came back, hit it, it dropped again, came back to try to push it through that ceiling or resistance level, and then price dropped. So that was a nice resistance level. So when I'm looking for my trade setups, I'm identifying structure points. So this area would have been my lower high zone, right? Because if I look in the past, I can identify other lower highs, right? So what I'll do is I'll go on my screen and I will say lower high. It'll be a note. Lower high. Down below that, we want to clone this. And now I want to see if I can find another lower high. Yep, and I got it. 1.49447. Now, just below that, you kind of see where the market basically stops. So whenever I see something like this, I always ask this question, why? You know, kids always ask why. Well, why did the market all of a sudden just stop here? Well, if you zoom out and look to the left, you'll see the answer. Typically, what happens on the left-hand side in the past will affect what happens in the right-hand side, the future. So basically, around 148,989, in the past, it probably was a nice little support level or resistance level in the past, right? Anytime resistance is broken, it becomes support. Anytime support is broken, it becomes resistance. So seeing that, you know, the market did this move last week, and this was a trade that I was able to catch last week for a buy after the sale. Once I identified all of that, I say, okay, I need to start plotting my levels of support and resistance, kind of like we already did. Once I label everything, I need, in order for me to look for an uptrend, what do you think I should identify? Well, I should be able to identify a low, I should have a low point, I should see a high, which was right. So it goes low, this was the lower high. This point right here is a higher low because this point is a little bit higher than this point, right? So now I need to see the market basically push past that previous lower high and create a new higher high. Now, for some people that trade, hey, are you willing to wait a couple hours for the trend to really prove itself? If the answer is no, well, you got something to work on. If the answer is yes, well, look, you're in the right spot, right? You're in the right spot. So now that I identified that, all I'm waiting for is for price to come back to that previous lower high area and retest it as a higher low. We have that at 149.380, right? So now that becomes my lower high area. So I'm gonna put that on the chart. HL stands for high low. So once I see that and then I've identified the trend, I'm no longer thinking sales, I'm thinking what? Buying opportunities, right? See, now I'm able to connect these other confluences, like a trend line. I can add a trend line to it, connecting points, right? I can connect these points. Confluence number 2, all right? So as long as I'm doing that, I'm trading with the trend, I'm good to go, right? But notice how price ends up coming right back to 149,622. It even overshoots it a little bit, and it comes to a higher low area around 149.506. So here's what I've been able to do. I've been able to literally take a pen and paper and write down each price point as a potential area, higher low zone. Watch this area when price comes to it. Higher high zone. Watch this area when price comes to it. Look to sell, look to buy, look for price to stall, transition, and then reverse. Like a lot of people, I know a couple folks that like trading reversals. Good way to spot a reversal. So as long as I'm trading with the trend, I'm good to go. So whenever I'm trading and once price forms some type of structure, like right here, like I said, anytime you have resistance, anytime you have support, whenever support is broken, it's going to become resistance. So what can we say? All right, price was moving in a uptrend, right? At some point, it hit a high, right? Which was right here. So this is now my high. What makes the market come all the way up here, stop, and reverse? Here's the key. Look left. Remember that principle, buy low, sell high. Well, look, over to the left, we had price sat above 152.540, right? It consolidated, kind of tried to creep up a little bit more, but couldn't creep up past, what is this? $152,806 or 152. $781. All right, so anywhere between there. So you can see how price consolidated, moved sideways, broke out. Anytime price does a breakout move, you got to look for it to come back and retest. Now, again, that could be hours, it could be weeks, it could be days. This is why we keep a journal, right? This is my handy journal. I make notes in and I say, hey, on this date, I saw such and such. Look for potential setup at such and such price. That alert goes off when price gets there, I'm able to enter into the trade. Hey, that's a part of your trading plan, right? Setting your alerts, watching certain zones, all of that. So anytime I see prices moving in an uptrend or downtrend, listen, I'm able to catch a trade anytime, right? So now let's identify where price made broke a low, created a lower low, and now price makes that lower high. So here's an example of that. So here was a low. all right? So this higher low is over here. That was broken. Price went lower. Price comes up. This area right here is lower than the previous high on September 28th at 1 o'clock. So now I'm able to identify these points: a high point, a low point, a lower high, a lower low. So high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. I mean, once you start seeing it over and over and over and over again, it really becomes textbook, right? It really becomes textbook. So your job as a trader is to really be patient, wait for the trend to tell you, hey, this is what I'm doing. Okay, good. I'm going to take the trade. Now, it's really easy for us to get caught up in saying, okay, we're about to catch this huge 100 pip, 200 pip drop. But remember how I told you the past affects the future? Well, this is kind of what I meant, right? I got caught up in this myself. So it happens to the best of us. So you see how price dropped? Let's say, how many pips was this? 50 pips in 8 hours. Who wouldn't like 50 pips in 8 hours? And now if you would have twin traded, that's 100 pips, right? In 8 hours. Now, what if you caught the sale and then you said, oh, well, on such and such day, price was at 149, 505, 149, 622. We're approaching that area. So let me go ahead and just set a buy limit, right? Let's say you had a buy limit sat there. Only in drawdown for about 14 pips. If your goal was 20 pips, well, look, you smashed 20 pips in a couple hours. Not even a couple hours. Maybe you smashed 20 pips in about 3 hours. But I mean, this trade went in 4 days, 245 pips. 4 days, 22 hours. So I see why John be swinging these things. My boy John, he's a swing trader on Clubhouse. So shout out to John. I'm about to join you, bro, real soon on the swing trade. I mean, 248 pips, 4 days, 18 hours. Now, you could have said, okay, you know what? I want to get in at another entry point, right? What should I be looking for, Michael? Well, I mean, the same rules apply. Identify your structure points, right? So those zones that you drew to the left-hand side, if you extend it, you should see price play off. So that's what we did right here. Every time price came to this area, what did it do? It would hit it and then try to sell off. But you notice how price didn't go past a certain area. 150.295 or 150.242. Notice how many touches of support you got. Notice the candles hitting that area. See, again, patience pays. And this is the reason why I only trade one pair versus every single currency pair that's on the MetaTrader 4 trading view. Because I'm literally able to make notes of a couple of entry prices that I'm looking at, saying, hey, when price gets here, we need for price to either retest this area, break this area, or do whatever we need for it to do. It can consolidate, it can break, it can retest, doesn't matter. I'm going to catch it based on whatever the market is showing me. So you caught the buy, right? You caught the buy, good. It breaks out, breaks above that zone, and you can adjust your zones so however you see fit, breaks and close. As my sister Beatrice likes to say, it gave me that double bottom, double top, confirmation. We in there, right? I identified higher lows. Oh, I see higher lows. I see where price had previous highs that were broken and retested at higher lows. We in there. Here's the issue that a lot of people have with trading. They're not consistent at following one thing. They'll jump from strategy to strategy, trading software to trading software, educator to educator. When all you got to do is literally lock in on one trading style. It can be break and retest, support and resistance trading, does not matter. You get good, you start making more money when you're consistent at identifying market structure, when you're consistent at following your own rules, right? I know people that trade GJ, they make way more money than I do. But it's not about how much they make, it's about what Micah does consistently. You have to ask yourself, am I consistent enough in following the trading system that I'm using that fits me? If the answer is no, well, you got some work to do. If the answer is yes and you don't see the results, keep going. Trust the process. For some people, it takes years for them to make some serious money trading. But they all say the same thing. It was well worth it. I was my own worst enemy when it came to trading. And that's true. I'm just speaking to you guys and being real transparent with you all. I've made money trading and I've lost money trading. Believe me, right? But I know what I got with this skill set. It's only a matter of time when I'm going to be making 6 figures, 7 figures. Right now, roughly 3 figures, right? Roughly 3 figures. So we're going to break that 3-figure mark and we're going to knock out that 4-figure mark. And then after that, it's 5. So it's only up for there. What I tell people is this: when it comes to trading, man, if you really just allow the story to be told to you, and if you can read that story, you can trade in this market. You can trade in this market. So like right now in GJ, this is what I'm saying. I have another zone that I'm about to drag over. And this is what I was watching on my MT4. Now I got out the trade because it's already 336. I don't want to be in it too long. I already took some profit off and I still got later on the day to jump into some trades. So I'll just wait. But I need for price to literally do one or two things. It can continue to retest this area like it did a couple days ago. See how I hit it and then it will drop, then it will come back to it and then drop, come back to it again, and then it gave us that drop. That's what I want to see with this area right now on GJ. Again, are you willing to wait? I am. But notice the difference between time frame. So this is another question that a lot of people like to ask. So Michael, what's the best time frame? Well, that depends on you. I can't answer that question for you. However, I recognize that each time frame feeds into the next highest time frame. So 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15, it works its way up. Like everything is trying to work its way up. So for me, I only trade the 4-hour, the daily, and the 1 hour. I know people who use the 1 hour and the 15 minute. I know people who use the 2 hour, the 3 hour, the 4 hour. It's whatever works, whatever works for them. And hey, they're profitable with it. So for me, I like to look at the 4 hour. So it goes, how did I use those time frames? So the 4 hour and daily holds market structure a lot stronger than the hour. Like the hour chart is a lot of noise compared to the 4 hour. right? Because each candle represents what? 4 hours. Like if I'm not sure, okay, I can come back the next candle. Okay, I can come back the candle after that. I can come back the next candle after that. Okay, cool. It's good to go. We haven't broken this level on the 4 hour. Guess what? I'll be able to see the same sentiment, the same setup on the hour time frame. So like right now, I'm at an area that price had a hard time breaking on the 4 hour. All right. I'm at an area that price has a hard time breaking on the 4 hour. We got an hour and 20 minutes left. So, okay, is it really worth me jumping into this trade for a setup that may not present itself right now? Or is it better for me to just wait for the setup to present itself? Well, I'm gonna take waiting. Because you gotta think about it. This little zone right here, how many times did price hit that zone? 1, 2, 3. So 4 times 3 is what? 12. So it took a decent amount of time, right? A decent amount of time. Look at the hour time frame, that's what you see. The same story. So it really just depends on you and your style of trade. So I was able to catch a buy from around this area right here for a couple of pips. I actually got in 3 times. I was in it earlier, but I got in a little bit over leveraged with a little bit higher lot size for my account and ended up closing the trades early. But man, if I would have just stayed in that, that would have been a good payout. However, still made some profits out of it. So I was able to catch this move up to here. I mean, for me, it was a little around 118 pips. So look, I'm not complaining. So technically, I'm done for the day. Remember, I ended up getting in 2 or 3 times. So I twin traded it. Well, I stacked it, not twin trade. The twin is just 2. But I ended up stacking. So, I mean, that was a good day for me for a Thursday. So now Thursday night, Friday morning is coming. Let's look to see what the market is going to give us. So when it comes to basics, like I said, we went over market structure, like how to identify the trend. An uptrend, this is where the market is making higher highs and higher lows. A downtrend, I'm looking for lower highs, lower lows. You all kind of saw that example to the left where we showed a uptrend market, a uptrending market, and a downtrending market, and what we look for. We also talked about looking to the left and why the left-hand side is so important because it sets up the right-hand side. Trading plan and rules. Basically, that's going to be there to help you enter and exit trades. When it comes to trading, you need some type of rules, not only for risk management, but as you place trades. You don't want to get into multiple trades and you get margin calls or you end up blowing your account. Trust me, I know, been there, done that. So 1 or 2 trades a day is good enough. If you catch a market that's trending and you want to stack, hey, that's totally up to you. But 1 or 2 trades a day is simply good enough. Right now, I feel like for GJ, the market is in a transition area. If I connect these points, all I want to see is does the market hit this trend line? Yes, we do. So in order for me to buy, I need for the market to break this area right here around 152.10, 152, what is that? 14. I need for the market to break above break, close above, retest that area, and continue to the upside. If it does not, then I'm gonna be looking to do what? Sell. I never marry a bias because the market can do what the market wants to do. My job is to just allow the story to be told and make my money and get out. That's it. Get my goal and I'm out. So that's what I'm looking for on GJ. If you like what you heard, feel free to join in Clubhouse, the Forex Traders Lounge. We discussed what we're looking at in the market. If you are a new trader, feel free to ask for help. This is a safe space. You can also connect with me via Instagram at Dapperman Trade. This one, yep. Dapperman Trade _ my Telegram is at Dapperman Trade as well. And also, if you like the YouTube channel, please feel free to subscribe. We're going to be doing some more content or live trading sessions as well. So stay on the lookout for that. We're actually going to start that Sunday at 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So we'll be doing that with the Wealth Takeover group and the Run to Play group. For those that are in that, we'll be live on YouTube. That way you guys can have an extra resource on top of Go Live and the IM platform as well. So I enjoyed it. Look forward to the next call, but I'm gonna go ahead and get back to Clubhouse so to see if anybody had any questions, but I'll catch up.